You're watching this video because you're wondering, is sales a numbers game? Well, I'm going to say yes and no. Now, when it comes to marketing, which is not sales, sales and marketing work really closely together. But when it comes to marketing, absolutely a numbers game. The marketing department is really good about getting features and benefits out there in all kinds of media, TV, social media, park benches, billboards, all over the place. Marketing is fantastic at focusing on features and benefits. And as a result, that brings leads, that brings prospects into the top of your sales funnel. Marketing is definitely a numbers game. They say it takes 7 to 12 touches, impressions, before an individual that is actually interested does reach out to your company as a result of marketing. Now that's marketing. What about sales? Is sales a numbers game? I say absolutely not. The reason I say absolutely not is because if you're focusing on what it is that your prospect needs, it's not a numbers game. Let me explain in just a second. I do want to explain first why a lot of people think sales is a numbers game. And when it comes to cold calling, yes, sales is a numbers game. You're picking up the phone, you're pounding the phones, you're dialing, you're trying to get people on the phone so you can get a sales meeting with them. That's absolutely a numbers game. If you're going out and knocking on doors to try to get meetings with people, with prospects, that's a numbers game all day long. So yes, I will say sales is a numbers game when it comes to that kind of selling activity when you're doing cold calling. It's also a numbers game if you are still focused on features and benefits language when you're in your sales meeting with your prospect. What is features and benefits language? That's when you're talking all about how your company can help that person without actually figuring out what that person needs. Sales is not a numbers game when you sit down with your prospect and you focus the conversation on them. It's not about you. It's not about your company. It's not about all the things that you can do for this individual or for that person's company, but it's really about what they need. Why are they meeting with you? And your job is to ask them questions to learn about their situation, to find out what their needs are, what some people would say what their pain points are, so that you can figure out whether or not your company can help them. So if you're doing cold calling, if you're doing traditional selling, features and benefits selling, if you're in marketing, absolutely, that's a numbers game. When you're sitting down with a prospect and you're focused more on them than you are on you, it stops being a numbers game. Garrett and I were just sitting here having a conversation about this exact topic. And I said, Garrett, let's pause for a second. I'm gonna create a video to kind of explain to people the difference between like, is it a numbers game or not? And so here we are. This is the video that we're coming up with right now. So is sales a numbers game? Yes and no. If you're doing traditional selling, features and benefits selling, absolutely a numbers game. If you're more focused on what the prospect needs, it's not a numbers game.